Hi, I'm dating coach Hayley Quinn, and in this short video, I'm going to be talking to you about whether you should date more than one guy at once. Okay, so modern dating is confusing. Instead of it just being a simple road towards commitment, now we have a huge variety of choices in terms of what relationships people want. Some people will be looking for monogamy, others different forms of relationships, others won't have thought about it at all, and other people will definitely not be open to anything committed full stop. This is where rotational dating, that is, seeing more than one person at once, can start to sound like a really savvy idea, particularly for the modern woman. Instead of the dreaded scenario of wasting way too much time on one particular guy and then being heartbroken when it just doesn't work out. Seeing several guys in parallel can stop you being so focused on the outcome with one particular guy. It can mean that you take things more slowly and that also you don't jump to a conclusion about who is the right partner for you. That being said, whilst I think there's 100% some benefits here, for some people they will be able to sashay through a rotational dating experience and actually really enjoy it. For others of you out there who are listening, you will be listening to that statement and thinking, wow, Hayley, that just sounds really emotionally confusing. I just don't think ethically that's something I'd feel comfortable with. And to be honest, if I'm intimate and close to one person, even if I wanted to, I really struggle to be able to have that much space in my life to see more than one person at once. Is this going to be then an issue for me in being successful at dating? Now, I'm a big believer there's no right or wrong way to date. Instead, we really have to choose to create a dating process that works well for who you are and how you like to relate to people. So whilst that confident rotational dating attitude can work really well for some people, you don't necessarily have to do that to be successful at dating. Instead, what can often be kind of an easier and more accessible step towards this is getting away from having that narrow tunnel vision just on one person, and instead of dating lots of different people, having it in your mindset that until you're in a committed relationship, to remain socially open. It's not even about dating people, it's about your social relationships. So rather than having intimacy with more than one person at a time, think of it more like you could be effectively dating one person at a time. However, that person doesn't quickly start to dominate all of your social calendar. You don't allow it to get to the point where you're seeing them 3 times a week and you're immediately really preoccupied with them. So what are some simple ways to stay socially open? The first is obviously to maintain everything in your life at the moment which has given you that self-esteem, that's given you enjoyment and pleasure and fun before you met this guy. That should be maintaining your friendships, that yoga class, that business course you were doing. Don't drop out on your existing commitments just because you've met someone who gives you the feels. Secondly, stay socially open and prioritize new social connections in the early stages of dating over getting to know this guy more. I would rather that you focused on seeing him once a week, and on the other nights of the week, you continue to do things where you nurtured your social life and gave yourself opportunities to meet new people. That doesn't have to be romantic. That could simply be new friendships. So if he's asked you out on Friday night and you've got a friend's party to go to the party. It's really also about not jumping in and giving him that priority in your life and getting too far ahead of yourself before your relationship is really there yet. Thirdly, get into the habit of still swapping contact details with people. This doesn't have to be romantic. It could be potentially romantic, but it's okay to accept a mutual follow on Instagram or to swap phone numbers with someone. It's again more about a state of mind where you're not closing off all opportunities and focusing entirely on one option, but that you are remaining open and you're staying in that space of abundance. My fourth tip is to remember that just because you've perhaps swapped contact details with someone doesn't mean you owe them anything. It doesn't mean you have to have a date with them. In fact, people often really appreciate candor. So if you swap phone numbers with a guy and he follows up and asks you out, you could say, I really enjoyed our chat. Can I put a pin in this for a month or so? I'm currently seeing someone else and just want to focus on seeing how that goes. If you can express that, that's a great thing to say. It shows that you're respectful to people, you're a clear communicator, and then you can leave that tab open that if you do want to send him a wave emoji 2 months down the line if things don't work out, you can do it. So whilst I'm not saying that fully fledged rotational dating is for everyone, not being super focused on one outcome with one guy too early on is just sensible. Right? Let him build the connection to you. Take your time choosing a partner for commitment. I think it's probably the biggest decision you'll ever make. So choose wisely. And in the interim period, while you're still getting to know one another, while things are still in their helpful modern dating way, unclear, keep yourself socially open. If you want to hear more about how you can develop more confident, empowering, and easy dating practices for yourself, please head over to hayleyquinn.com/circle.